Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
In other words, for you, information isn't the way we might think of it in a computer as simply a bit. Information has a vitality, a consciousness to it.
It doesn't have a consciousness to it. It is consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Consciousness expresses itself through pattern, dynamic, relational information,
Mm-hmm.
which in the book I show as in hyphen formation,
Mm-hmm.
because this is meaningful, patterned, as I say, dynamic, relational, which informs
Mm-hmm.
the nature of physical reality. But it is still the same as the digitized information on which all our
There are philosophers
technologies.
such as John Searle, a philosopher of mind, who maintains that you can have an interactive informational system without conscious awareness at all.
Indeed, you can.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that consciousness is very clever, and consciousness manifests itself as simply as possible. So it so happens that the laws of physics, which enable our universe to exist and evolve, are like algorithms, the same algorithms that we write the instructions so our computers operate.
Yeah.
The laws of physics are the simplest of algorithms instructing our universe how to exist and evolve. And as a finite universe, the simplest way of consciousness expressing itself is through digitized information. And that's the way it does. Just as we can, the way we're having our interview, our voices are being translated into the ones and zeros
Yes, they are.
of digitized information, thrown through our computers, recorded, and then retranslated into the sound of our voices. Well, our whole universe is the masterclass for which all of this are kids' toys.
Now, you describe in your book an experience I believe you had in childhood. You refer to it as Indra's net.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because I think it'll give our viewers a more visceral sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Indra's net is an amazingly beautiful vision of reality that comes to us from ancient India, from the Vedic scholars of ancient India, so thousands upon thousands of years ago. And they describe reality in this way. They say, think of a multitude of gems, and each gem, each jewel, has a myriad of facets, and each facet of each jewel reflects to each of the other numerous infinity of jewels, and is joined to each by golden threads of light. So the universe observes itself at every level. The universe is interconnected at the most fundamental level, and reflects itself and knows itself and emerges and evolves. And that is described as Indra's net. Now, in current language, this is the cosmic hologram. In scientific terminology, this is what scientists are discovering is indeed the nature of reality.
And if I recall correctly, when you were a child, you experienced this in a state of altered or higher consciousness.
Well, very much so. When I was 4 years old, I had my first experience of what people would perhaps call supernormal phenomena, telepathy, precognition, out-of-body experiences, and all of it. And so, the first experience of that was when a discarnate light came into my bedroom when I was 4 years old. But that started the journey. So all my life, I've experienced this physical reality of just one of many realities, interwoven and ultimately unified, playing out consciousness on many, many different levels and levels of self-awareness and experience.
So I guess it would be fair to say then that it was this mystical experience from early childhood that motivated you to enter into science.
It was, because I was curious. You know, I think when people ask me, you know, you describe yourself as a cosmologist, what does that mean? I answer that, you know, I'm curious about the nature of reality, the whole of reality, not just this physical realm, but what of all of the mystical experiences that people have had throughout history? What's the nature of love? You know, what is the nature of thought and understanding and experience? So I'm curious about reality itself and not just what we call the physical realm.